Thank you for joining today's training video series on the print-to-print registration with the inclusion of the SLEEKpro process. What we're going to go over today is the two files that you've received. There is two files that are the same or similar image. One is in black and one is in CMYK. And what we're going to show is how that the two files, print files, work together with your print engine and the ScanDecor SLEEKpro technology. So what we're ensuring is how well the overprint is, which is a common question we get from clients is, well, how do I register my foil? And we always say, well, how well does your print-to-print register? And most printers do know with their presses how tight a tolerance it is, print to print. But in this training series, we trust that this will help you understand and find out how well your press does in conjunction with this technology. So I want to show you here, the first file that you see is the K version, and then we have a CMYK. Now what we're going to do with our digital press, we are going to print the K layer, and then we are going to overprint with the CMYK, and this is going to just tell us based off our press how well our sheet-to-sheet registration is. The second step we're going to do is that exact same process, but in between the first and the second pass, we are going to run it through the ScanDecor SLEEKpro process and lay down our printable silver foil. And then the third step, we're going to use the same two print files, and we're going to incorporate our SoftPro lamination film as well. So let's go ahead and print our black layer first, and then we're going to directly put the CMYK over top. Okay, so now we've printed our black layer and our CMYK overlay on the second pass. And what we have here now is a finished sheet, and you can see here my overlay. There is a slight bit of distortion between my first pass and my second pass. Here again, this is just on a raw sheet of paper, black layer to CMYK. Now what we're going to do is we are going to see if there is any change when we go ahead and introduce the silver SLEEKpro process to that. So what I have here is just our black K layer that we've printed in grayscale. We're going to go ahead and run this through the ScanDecor SLEEKpro. And the material that we are running right now, this is the ScanDecor SLEEKpro overprintable silver. And this foil is specifically designed so that toner can bond to the surface of this metallic foil, giving the CMYK image a complete metallic look to it. Okay, so now our black toner has become brilliant silver, and as you can see there is one of my target marks. Now we're going to take this sheet and we're going to put this directly into our digital press and print our CMYK layer on. Okay, now we've printed our CMYK layer on top of the silver foil, and just going to show you the same target here, and you'll see that the magenta is just slightly off from our foil layer, which is actually very similar to our initial print overprint without SLEEKpro. So we know that actually this sheet, which is in a conditioned environment, had very little stretch, and you can also match this up to the lower portion down here, and you can see that yes, there is just that slight bit of distortion. Often we'll see the lead edge to the tail edge, a slight bit of change, and with more humidity in the sheet itself, sometimes we'll see a little bit more paper stretch, simply because the paper itself, when it retains humidity, and then we introduce high pressure and heat through the ScanDecor process, this sheet may slightly stretch. So you can compensate for that slight bit of stretch as long as it's in a consistent manner. Why this is important is when you are running or designing your artwork, often you want to ensure that the artwork you're creating is compatible with how well your printer holds sheet-to-sheet registration, as well as the introduction of the SLEEKpro process. So now we're just laminating, switched over to the SoftPro laminate film, and we're laminating our sheets, putting the SoftPro laminate on. And then we're going to take these SoftPro laminated sheets and we're going to put our top side CMYK layer on. So I'm going to go ahead and stop that here now. So now we've got a beautifully laminated soft touch sheet and our K layer is underneath. Now we're going to take this sheet and put it into our digital press, put our CMYK layer on top of, and show you what that finish looks like. So now a little pro tip just before you go ahead and reprint. I'm going to show you here, this is a sheet that we have pulled right off the laminator. And whenever you're laminating, you want to find out which edge is going to be your lead edge back through the print engine. And in the case today, when we're printing, it's actually the bottom of our sheet for our print engine is actually our lead edge. And why is that important is I want my factory edge of my paper to be the lead edge going through my print engine. So when you're laminating, as with any single-sided laminator, you're always going to have a little bit of a fuzzy edge of laminate film on one side, and the other side you're going to have clean paper before the laminate starts. So wherever your clean edge is always what you want to ensure goes through your print engine. And as a pro tip, you want to take your stack, if you're going to be doing a production run, it's always best to take your pile of laminated sheets and on the trail edge, take your pile to the guillotine cutter and take like a 1/16 or a 32nd of an inch off of the back edge. And I'm going to try and show on the camera here what that looks like. So this is the trail edge, and I'm going to try and zoom up here so you can see there's a little feather edge of film on there. And that little feather edge, when you have a whole pile, it actually lifts the pile up a little bit. So what we recommend is taking your stack and back trimming. Now I have a sheet here that I have back trimmed, so I'm just going to show you how clean that is. And with this being the tail edge of the sheet, it does not mess with your design at all because it's the tail edge of the sheet. So here again, here is without back trimming, and you got a little feather edge, and there is a nice clean edge when you do a slight back trim. So now we're going to take our sheet that has a back trim, and now you're going to see this is the lead edge going back through the print engine, and we are going to go ahead and topside print and see how we do for registration. Okay, so now we've topside laminated, and just going to show you here, you're going to see here when we printed over top of our laminate film, you're going to see there that there's a slight bit of distortion, and that's very similar to the distortion that we had originally. So we know that lamination has hardly changed in this particular sheet. What I'm running here is 100-pound coated cover weight, and there was very little distortion on this sheet when we over laminated and then over printed. So here again, to recap, I trust that this has been beneficial for you, where we showed sheet to sheet registration, both print to print, as well as print foil print, and then print soft touch laminate, and then print again. Thank you very much for joining, and we wish you all the success with this SLEEKpro and lamination technology. Make it a great day.